Hi, so my name is Morgan. I am a teen mom and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I tend to do research on a lot of different stuff. And since that it's Christmas time, I thought that it would be a nice idea to make a video on what would be the top 10 best baby gifts. A lot of people get confused because this is their baby's first Christmas. I mean, I'm talking about ages like infancy, like not like 2 or 3, like, their first Christmas. So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking I should just blow it all on toys because they're really going to know what Christmas is. You have to take into consideration that your baby doesn't know what Christmas is. So it's a good time to buy things that your baby needs. So what I have done is written down a list of the 10 most, useful gifts that you can give your baby for Christmas. So my number one was anything educational. As your baby's getting older, or if you have a newborn, you're going to need these later on. It's important to introduce books so that they know what it is as they, grow. So you might want to get some, a bedtime book, stories with lots of pictures, because I've noticed I babysit a 5-month-old too, along with my 10-month-old. So I've noticed that they love the pictures and they love, watching educational TV shows as well. A lot of people say not to let your, babies watch TV until they're 2, but, it's as long as it's something educational and not anything pointless, then I'm fine with it because they learn from it. Eventually things start clicking. The second one that I put down was a walk and ride. Now, if you have a younger baby, they may not be able to use this right away, but it's a good, thing to buy because I myself have a 10-month-old who loves hers, and it wasn't a Christmas present actually. I just bought one because I thought she could use it. They can ride on it or they can, walk with the thing. So I've noticed that the babies really enjoy it. And also they have little buttons that you can press and they play music and stuff, and babies like music. So for my third one, I put down balls because a lot of babies like colorful balls, like, anything that's round and rolls. Like, I bought my daughter a pink ball. Actually, I will show it to you. If you hold on just a second. Okay. I bought Taylor this pink rattle ball, and she figured out where I was hiding it, and every time she's in our back room right here, she always takes it out of the box. And it was only $5 at Walmart in the baby section, and it's like 0 and up, so they can play with it since, as soon as they, and plus it's a very bright color, so even when they're, younger, they'll be, it'll help them like focus. Bright colors are good for babies. They learn how to focus and move things, and this is a good thing. I would get this. I mean, it's a small and it's cheap, and babies love it, and that's what we're looking for. Things that are cheap and that babies love. My fourth one was clothes and shoes, because your babies grow so fast, you're going to want to, use the Christmas money that you have to stock up on things that they can grow into, not things that they'll fit in right away. I mean, you can get that stuff too if you want to, but babies grow so fast, you're going to want, clothes for them to, grow into. You're going to want to stock up on that stuff because it gets expensive, and, this is a time where you spend money, and if you're going to spend money on something, spend it on something that they need, So, bigger shoes, bigger size shoes, and, bigger size clothes. Like my daughter, she's wearing 12 months, but I bought her 18-month outfits. So, yes. My fifth one is, of course, bottles, diapers, Minkies if you give them to your baby. Those are things that you could use to stock up on. I put, bottles down because I've noticed that a lot of the time, bottles get bad and you need to recycle. So I plan on going out and buying a couple packs of, Gerber bottles, because those are the ones that Taylor likes the best. and they're only $5 for 3 of them, so stocking up on those so that when the old ones get gross again, then I can just, you know, open the new package and be fine. Diapers, because now is the time to splurge a little bit, and I would, you know, for Taylor, a big box, one of the $35 boxes, lasts her over a month, and that is, you know, cheaper in a way. I mean, if you buy the $10 packs of like 36 or whatever for Huggies, it's only going to last you like a week or so, especially if you have a newborn or, you know, a younger baby that they need their diaper changed way more often because they poop way more. So, you know, unless you use, you know, reusable diapers, which a lot of people do use. So, you would want to buy those too. Stock up on those. Binkies, stocking stuffers. Those are perfect stocking stuffers. If you have a Binky baby, as I like to call it, then you might want to buy a couple packages of those ones and stick them in their stockings because you're going to need more Binkies because they get lost so easily. 6 with stuffed animals. The baby always loves a stuffed animal, and stuffed animals are inexpensive. So, you know, those are the things that makes Taylor smile. If I hold up, you know, a stuffed animal, she, you know, she opens up her arms and then she hugs it. You know, it's cuddly stuffed animals. My 7 was, what did I just, sorry, DVDs. Educational DVDs, other things like that. My mom bought my daughter Schoolhouse Rock DVDs this year. And little Einstein, things that she can learn from, as I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to let her watch anything pointless. I want her to learn from things. Sesame Street is definitely a good one because that's how my sister learned to read. That's how she learned her ABCs, Sesame Street. I didn't learn it from that. I was slow. For some reason, I didn't learn how to read until I was in like 1st grade. Educational toys. I have a little table that I bought, and you can switch the language even, and like it's got all these musical instruments that, you know, you can play with on it. And Taylor absolutely loves it. I have to buy more batteries for it. But that's a good thing because they can learn their ABCs that way and learn new things, learn colors. They do colors on there. So that's an example of an educational toy. Toys that sing ABCs or numbers and everything like that. Those are definitely good for babies because they, you know, they hear the songs, they learn the order of things. Wooden blocks. These are a big one. I've noticed that my, you know, the 2 babies that I watch every single day, one is my own and the other is a 5-month-old, they both really love the wooden blocks. Obviously, they're not building with them. They're just chewing on them for, you know, the time being. But, you know, they're safe and, you know, they just, and later on they'll probably play with them. But, like, I've noticed that they keep them occupied. And what you want is something that's going to keep your baby occupied so that you can go do the dishes, wash the bottles, do the laundry because there's so much of it, have some me time. And my 10th one is things that they need. If you notice that you run low on things more often than other things, buy those things. Splurge on those things. You know, just buy piles of those things if you have the money to do it. Like diapers, bottles, Binkies, sippy cups because your baby will eventually need sippy cups. Bowls to mix your cereals in and baby food and stuff. Spoons because I for some reason lose mine. You know, other things. All those things that your baby needs. Clothes, shoes, which pretty much concludes my entire list, all on the 10th, because babies need everything so often. You run out of things so often. So I'm hoping that this list helped. If you're looking for a video to help you figure out what's good to buy babies for Christmas, you know, obviously they're not going to know what Christmas is, which is the most important thing you need to realize. It took me, you know, a minute to realize it, but you know, they're still infants. They don't understand that Santa's coming or anything like that. I mean, maybe next year they'll get it, but this year just use the money that you have set aside for your Christmas shopping to buy a few toys, you know, little toys like this one, and, you know, maybe a big thing. Like what I always did, or what my mom always did with me, is buy little things, you know, here and there, some clothes, whatever, and then buy something big. So I would consider the rock and ride a big one. Those are very helpful. It teaches them how to walk and gets them used to standing and pushing themselves along, or riding. You know, the balls, those are really good. They're colorful ones. They can keep them chasing around the house for like ever. I've noticed that. the clothes and shoes, the bottles and diapers, the stuffed animals, the DVDs, the educational toys, the wooden blocks, and things that they need. So, I hope that this helped. If you need, if you have any more questions, you can post a comment or message me or whatever. So, I'm gonna go now, so I hope your Christmas shopping goes good. Thanks.